Can recognition be revoked? The legal question Eritrea couldn't ignore. Last week on X, Eritrea's Minister of Information, Yamana Meskel, publicly confronted an essay by Horn Review. The essay argued that Ethiopia should revoke recognition of Eritrea, a theory seldom aired in public discourse. For any Eritrean nationalist, such claim sounds provocative. But for a government minister to respond personally to this particular article of all the voices online, that elevates it. It signals that the article did more than provoke, it threatened a foundational narrative. That's our question today. Why did Yamana Meskel respond? What makes this particular article prick a nerve, and what does that tell us about legitimacy, memory, and power in the Horn? I'm Samia Mohammed, and this is Analytica Today. The story began with a Horn Review essay published on September 30th. It argued that Eritrea's independence, once recognized by Ethiopia in 1993, was a pragmatic concession, not a binding covenant. The author claimed Ethiopia could legally revisit or revoke the recognition of Eritrea's action violated the assumptions on which it was granted. It even suggested that, as the mother state, Ethiopia holds exceptional standing to challenge that consent, especially given Eritrea's repeated destabilizing role in the region. Just days later, Red Sea Beacon published a rebuttal defending Eritrea's sovereignty and describing the Horn Review essay as revisionist provocation. Then Yamana Meskel, the Eritrean Minister of Information, entered the conversation, sharing the Red Sea Beacon piece and accusing Horn Review of deliberately trying to stir political tensions. For decades, Eritrea's narrative has rested on one immutable fact: its independence is absolute. That doctrine is neither symbolic nor negotiable. So when a platform based in Addis raises the question not whether but how to revoke Eritrea's recognition, it pulls at the very foundations of Eritrean statehood. Yamana Meskel's response was personal and unyielding. He cited a Red Sea Beacon article supporting his rebuttal against legal logic, not just affects. He called the Horn Review essay political provocation. He rejected the idea of revocation. He defended independence as unreversible fact, not a bargaining chip. He responded because this argument is not abstract. It aligns with political realities. To understand the anxiety, we must look back. Eritrea's succession was never a fully negotiated constitutional divorce. It was a wartime exit, followed by referendum and diplomatic recognition, but lacking certain institutional safeguards. Its independence in 1993 wasn't anchored in any ratified treaty, parliamentary consent, or clear legal agreements like border demarcation that left ambiguity in border enforcement, port rights, trade access, and strategic depths. Ethiopia lost its sea access. That wound has never healed. Many see the separation as strategic error by yet another liberation front that crippled Ethiopia's economic capacity for decades. The Horn Review essay resurrects that wound, not just as history, but as a claim of policy leverage. Meanwhile, Eritrea's posture and foreign conduct since independence have fueled suspicion. It has been supporting opposition groups, rebel fronts, and any conflict in Ethiopia since before its birth. It has aligned with Egypt on Red Sea politics and keeps meddling in regional disputes. Eritrea, today, is increasingly isolated. Tensions along the Red Sea are rising, and the country's image as the North Korea of Africa has only hardened. But beyond the reaction, the Horn Review article exposed a deeper truth, one that many Ethiopia quietly acknowledge. The succession of Eritrea was never a negotiated, transparent process. It was rushed, unilateral, and left Ethiopia landlocked, an economic wound that still shapes its politics today. Many historians and policymakers describe it as a generational mistake, one that favored Eritrea's elites while crippling Ethiopia's access to the sea. More importantly, Eritrea's policies since independence have done little to reassure its neighbors. It has supported insurgencies for its entire existence, played both sides of conflicts, and aligned with rivals of Ethiopia whenever possible. The pattern is consistent and deeply political. That's why discussions about sovereignty and legitimacy, even 30 years later, still cut deep. So when Eritrea's Minister of Information chose to step into an online debate, it wasn't about winning an argument. It was about defending. So when Eritrea's Minister of Information chose to step into an online debate, it wasn't about winning an argument. It was about defending a fragile narrative, one that says Eritrea's independence is beyond question and beyond history. But as this exchange shows, history never really ends. The wounds of the past are still open, and the questions of legitimacy, recognition, and consequence still shape the Horn of Africa today. That's all for today. Until next time, I am Samia Mohammed, and this is Analytica Today.